we're in the heart of the North Side. This is the heartbeat. And we're dealing with a lot of gun violence, really bad. Like, it don't matter, daytime, nighttime, it's not really a safe time to be out. Like, I had somebody from my class come over 2 weeks ago, and we sat out on this front porch, and it was like 3 o'clock and shots fired.
We got a lot of depression going around here. A lot of depression. And even come off on people who don't have depression. You just being around people that got depression make you depressed. You know what I mean? And it's rubbing off on the whole community.
I'm kind of sad because there's been a lot of little kids and stuff getting shot and stuff, and I don't want that to happen to me when I'm outside. So that's why I've been trying to stay inside.
I'm not sure how you can know you're called somewhere without living there first. We moved to North Minneapolis in May of 2015. We bought our house in December of 2015 and just followed John Perkins' counsel, which is move to the neighborhood and just become neighbors. Like, don't try to start anything. Don't try to start a church or a ministry. Just become neighbors there. And so we did that for 3 years.
Now that was a homie right there.
So we went on our speed bumps. They said that they could give us signs though that said 20 is plenty. No, we'll be okay. I don't really consider myself to live in Minneapolis. I live in a small town called North Minneapolis. A lot of kids grow up really fast here. Drugs, alcohol. When you hear a gunshot in North Minneapolis, probably about half the time, the trigger was pulled by someone under 18. I'm talking 12, 13, 14-year-olds. I know this guy in the neighborhood, he joined a gang when he was 9. So it's the decisions that kids make now really affect their future. Just last week, a kid I know, now he's 19, oh my goodness. But he mourned the loss of another friend. This kid probably loses 2 friends a year to gun violence. 3 boys stole a car. They crashed it here and they died. 12, 13, and 15, or something like that. Ministry here is urgent.
In May of 2018, we said we want to do an event at the park where we just get some music going, have some neighbors share their testimonies, and I'll preach the gospel and invite people to join Bible studies. So that was May of 2018. So that's probably the date that things really got rolling. And that's when we met Malcolm and Tasha, who have been with us ever since.
Hey, Chicken Wing. That's my neighbor. Little baby. Me and my family, we was walking to the North Commons Park. We was going swimming. And there was people holding out the sign hey, we got Bible study, music and barbecue over here. And so we hey, well, let's go see what's going on, because we didn't have a church at that time. And so we went, we sat, and we talked to a lot of people. We met Shelby and Patrick, and then we signed up for a few Bible studies. And ever since then, Patrick hey, we got this going on. Yeah, so we just started in their house, just meet once or twice a week. It was real casual, but, still getting out the message. We were still having that Bible time, and then after that, we will have that community time. It made it a safe place, you know what I mean? And it made you feel welcome and comfortable,
Abby. What? Why do you like coming to Bible study? Because I live here.
You know, we were having Bible studies, we were having the kids' Bible studies in the summer, but it wasn't really building toward it, a church. And so about 2 years ago, we started to invite people. Hey, we are trying to start a church. Would you help us? So about a dozen of us came around and just started as a group of neighbors working to start this church. And really for like a year and a half, it was just meeting together, eating together, opening the Bible, trying to set a culture where we're all about the Bible. There was like 12 of us. The big message to that group though was that what we're like is what the church that we start is gonna be like. So we talked a lot about Christian unity, right? So we have white and black coming together, conservative and liberal coming together, middle class and working class coming together. And those are a lot of differences. And so over and over and over, we preached about Christian unity and coming together despite our differences because Jesus Christ has reconciled us at the cross. And so it does kind of seem like, man, what were we doing for a year and a half? But what we were really doing was establishing our church culture. For years, we're just getting to know our neighbors, having people over, and people are like, you say you're planting a church, like, when are you going to start the church? And we just kept pushing that off because by the time we started, we wanted to have trust with our neighbors. And I've had people come that have told me they would not have trusted me even just a year ago if we had started. 2 years ago, 3 years ago, like, what are you doing? What's your angle? And then they get to know us and they realize we're not all about money. We're not trying to make you quote unquote white. You just cannot microwave trust.
They were fearful, but their joy outweighed their fear. There is a joy that comes with knowing their Creator. There is a joy.
In our neighborhood, at least, Sunday morning is really vital. Sometimes people think like, oh, you don't reach people by having a Sunday morning service. That's been our total opposite situation. Like when people think about church, at least in our neighborhood, they think Sunday morning at a building. And so we went from not being able to grow more than our dozen people to once we open the doors, now we have like 30 people with us on a Sunday.
Malia, you're on camera. Hello, miss.
Hey.
They're making a video. Is this weird? What do you like about the church?
It's fun.
Good.
People need to know their neighbors. People need to see how the gospel influences how they live in their particular neighborhood around particular people. More and more people need to realize like your mission field is right next door. There are children in neighborhoods all across America, all across the world who just need somebody to talk with them and to listen to them. There are widows all across America, all across the world who just need a family to eat with. There are people dying of loneliness.
It's a lot of people that, you know, you'll see them and they'll wave and say hi, but it's a lot of people that you gotta just keep on, like, if you wanna like get them to come to church, you gotta keep going. You gotta keep on persistently. I've been working on my neighbor here for over a year. You know, but we was just together last week and I'm like, hey, just come and just meet my family. because that's what I call it, my other family. So just come, let us love on you, So.
But it was good games. And then they gave us a lot of food, so I didn't have to eat. Yeah.
Ain't it? Cannon, like the gun. Okay. Yeah.
They know that. Ladies first.
It was our house,
I don't want it to seem like we are the people doing positive work in North. So much of what I see myself as doing is supporting, encouraging those people who are already here, who are already doing great work here. And so, I let the principals know I'm praying for them, send them encouraging notes on Facebook, things like that. Am I doing ministry in a way that makes it seem like, oh, I'm the guy who knows all the answers and I'm here to help you? I don't want to do ministry like that. I don't want to restore damaged property on somebody's block without inviting that person to be part of that restoration.
I get to work with a group of people who are being slowly transformed into the likeness of Christ, being better and better equipped to be ambassadors of reconciliation on their blocks, in their households. We're seeing marriages come back together. That's amazing to be part of. I can't imagine a life where I'm not church planting. This is the coolest thing. I know like cool is such a shallow word. I just can't believe I get a front row seat to see people's lives changed.
Buried with him in baptism, raised to walk in a new way of life. Baptism, raised to walk in a new way of life. Buried with him in baptism, raised to walk in a new way of life.